Our next guest represents Minnesota's 5th Congressional District. She's the first woman of color to represent Minnesota, the first person to wear a hijab on the floor of the House, and the first Somali American member of Congress. We are welcoming in Representative Ilhan Omar. Thank you so much for being here.
I am excited to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Representative, you have asked for the dismantling of the Minnesota police force. My question is, there is a miscommunication about the messaging between defunding and dismantling. Can you please explain?
Yes, it's about creating a budget that really invests in addressing the social and economic neglect that many of our communities are experiencing, particularly here in Minneapolis. And the Minneapolis Police Department has a crisis credibility. Half of the homicides in Minneapolis go unsolved. They've been accused of destroying rape kits. They have lost the trust of the public and lost credibility with the public, and they are not engaging in protecting and serving. When you watch things like the murder of George Floyd, you have to start the process of dismantling that institution and figuring out what goes in its place that can provide service and protection and get us in a position where all of our communities are feeling safe, healthy, and united.
As you might understand, when people hear those words, dismantle, defund, they automatically think that communities of color and that people like yourself are saying, we don't need the police anymore. Do you feel as if defund and dismantle maybe wasn't the best choice of words if you're trying to get the public to buy into what you're talking about?
I mean, the needs of our community cannot be held hostage to messaging. There are clear cries in the streets, there are clear demands that are being made, and we have the ability to step up, be courageous, and lead our city in a direction that does actually guarantee the safety and the well-being of every single person. When there is unrest in your lives, there will continue to be unrest in the streets. And so we have to work in getting rid of the unrest in the streets by taking care of the unrest in people's lives.
Representative Omar, I'm so glad that you said we can't get lost in the messaging. Conservative media, Trump, they've tried to do that with you as well as AOC.
So Representative Omar blamed the United States.
You both have handled yourself with so much grace and elegance and strength, but how has this affected you?
It really doesn't affect me personally, but it does affect me on a community level, because I know that, every word that is used to vilify me is often rooted in hatred for my Blackness, for my immigrant status, for my Muslimness, and for my willingness to wear a hijab. And so I know that the communities that I represent that identify with those identities are often pained by that vilification, and their lives get to be put at risk.
Representative, you, Ayanna Pressley, AOC, who Cari just mentioned, you all have been branded the Squad.
The Squad.
The Squad.
The Squad. What is the Squad?
Yeah, what is the Squad? What does it mean to be a part of the Squad?
It's about a celebration of sisterhood. Our squad is bigger than the four of us. It includes every justice seeker in our communities, every organizer, every dreamer of freedom, and everyone that is doing the work in uplifting their communities.
So do you guys have like jackets?
Yeah,
or
that was
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like do we do this, what's the membership?
Do we have to pay?
Yeah, right.
Because I am a justice seeker. How
That's
can we
right.
be a part of it?
You are included. So welcome to the squad. As Ayana says, our squad is big, and it includes every single person that identifies with what I just said.
We thought it would be nice to ask you about your daughter. We are fans, and she is clearly an extension of you. Have you been surprised at the way in which she has been able to have a following of her own?
I think it's been interesting to watch her grow into an amazing young woman. She's pushed me on environmental justice issues, and I am grateful for her existence in this space with me.
I stand.
Yeah, I do. And I can't imagine you as her mom. I know you guys have to get into some political debates. What is that like?
You know, we are of two different generations. And so in her youthfulness, there's a lot of black and white in her world, and mine is filled with grace.
Translation, I'm the mama.
Right, I was going to say, that was a very diplomatic way for you to be like, I'm grown.
Well, I'm grown. I am grown, I pay the bills at the end of the day.
This is politically incorrect, but my mother is quick to tell me, you came out of me, not the other way around.
Oh.
She tells me that literally all the time. And I'm like, Mom!
Representative Omar, I have to tell you to excuse my co-host. She's always bringing that Detroit rhythm to the show. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Representative Omar, for being here on Stick to Sports with Cari and Jay. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you both.
Coming up next on Stick to Sports, Hassan Minhaj will be on the show. I think I did it right. I'm not for sure. We'll ask him. That's coming up next.